Hey everybody, this is Kurt Molly here. I'm with a good friend of mine, Mr. Jon Tarr. Now, there is a very special reason that I brought Jon on here. Honestly, a personal reason, a selfish reason. I want to show everybody else all the reasons as well too. Jon does some things that absolutely just fascinate me, and they have for many years that I've known him. One of my favorite conversations that I've ever had with Jon was actually at a Keith Baxter mastermind. Keith has also been interviewed in the series. We're at a Keith Baxter mastermind in San Diego at the Gaslamp Hotel, if I remember. We're on Gaslamp Street, but it was an old haunted kind of hotel, kind of creepy hotel. It was great. We're at breakfast in the morning, and I'm like, hey, so you run traffic and bring in leads and sell affiliate offers? And you're like, leads? Why would I bring in leads? I just run traffic and then I make money. And I'm like, well, yeah, but if you collect leads, you can follow up. And you're like, yeah. And you said this, you're highly intelligent. And you just said this, you're like, well, I'm not that smart. I just put money in and make money out, and then I just make more money. And I don't know why it hit me like a 2x4. And I'm like, I'm way overcomplicating this stuff. Now, over the years, you worked with other friends of mine and colleagues. I've just watched your career, and you were doing some affiliate stuff, some very aggressive affiliate stuff. You got in without giving numbers and stuff like that. You heard about Bitcoin a long time ago. You put some money into Bitcoin, and you're playing with other affiliate stuff, and you're in other businesses. Now you have multiple businesses. It's not just one or two, but this affiliate thing that you do, you say this all the time, and you're like, well, I'm not that smart, and you'll show me the creatives that you're doing, which is brilliant, the angles that you're doing, which is brilliant, and then you'll show me your students' successes, which is brilliant. So I wanted to bring you on here, again, to be selfish, because I ask you a bunch of questions. But there's a bunch of my friends that are agency owners who also have clients who, well, right now, because of the time of this recording, the clients aren't doing anything. They're just sitting there. And I'm like, oh my goodness, why don't you pull the trigger on some of the stuff that, well, before I ruin it, that's what Jon is here to talk about. So, sir, I cannot wait to ask you a bunch of questions. Thank you for being here.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Recently, we were all asked to speak at a digital marketer event, a war room event here in Austin, and caught up after a couple of years and started going through stuff. And I'm like, Jon, what you're doing is amazing. So we've talked about a bunch of affiliate marketing. We've had Charles Kirkland on here. We've had lots of different people who do affiliate marketing. But before I start putting labels on stuff, you describe it best. What do you do exactly? And then I'll give a link here in a little bit where people can find out more. What do you do?
So I basically run affiliate offers with paid traffic. So Facebook, Google, YouTube. I've done all kinds of paid traffic. So I'm traffic agnostic is what I tell people. I don't really care, but I take paid traffic, eyeballs over here, and I run them to other people's offers. And that's how I make my living.
Now, do you build a big email list? Do you build a big brand? Do you build a big following? What about influential marketing?
No, I don't do any of that. Man, I have a following because I've been doing it for a long time. So like, on my Facebook profile, if every now and then I'll do offers and stuff. And I make quite a bit of money off of that, like getting people into my training, but that's by accident. That's not like because I planned it to be that way. I don't build email lists really. I don't do anything like that. I spend $1 in traffic and I try to get $1.50 back that day. That's what I do, off selling to other people's products.
So this is why every time that I see you, I want to buy you beer or steak or sit next to you or say like, hey, Jon, what are you doing? What are you doing? Tell me about your latest project. Because it's just a paradigm shift, especially for agency owners, because you've said this to me as agency owner, I'm going to use someone else's money. Now I have a digital product, so I'm using my money and I have full control on that. What I have not done is I have not spent money as an affiliate where I don't have control of the offer. But sometimes you'll tell me of your students' revenue, some of the things that you have done, what you've been able to do. And I'm like, the big aha with me is, wait a minute, there's no clients, there's no check-in. I just run traffic just all on my own. And what kind of diversity can an agency owner look at? Because you just got a testimonial. What can an agency owner do with something like this?
Well, so here's the thing that I've never understood. Now I'm going to let my own personal bias in
Please.
Here, right? But I wanted to be an entrepreneur because I like autonomy and I like freedom. And it never made sense to me to run an agency, with all due respect to everybody.
I understand. This is why we talk about it.
Because I'm like, well, dude, I'm not, because when you're an agency, you're boxed into kind of like what your client wants to do. And my thing is like, look, I'm not going to take your money and then teach you all this stuff because you don't know, if that makes sense. Like, oh, I got to go through all this stuff to get you up to speed on what I already know. So the
Yeah.
thing I love about affiliate marketing, and I have the Phil Jackson rule, which remind me to tell everybody what the Phil Jackson rule is. But the thing is, like, I just take really good offers and I spend my own money, and the only person I have to answer to is me. And as long as I'm spending $1 and getting $1.50 back, because I know how to do that, and I can do that thousands of times a day, I don't have to answer to anybody. And so I've never understood why, as an agency, like the other issue that you have as an agency is if you're in a lot of different niches with different clients, you're doing all this market research. You're diving all the way into their products, their offer, trying to write in their voice, like all these different things where I can scale up one affiliate offer and do 10 or 15 grand a day profit. And I have to research that one time. And then if I stay in the same niche, I mean, it's the same offer, right? It's just a different point of difference, which we can get into later. But so for me, there's autonomy to not being an agency or having affiliate offers and just scaling those up as an agency and adding an extra revenue source.
So this is one thing that I want to talk about for just a second, because this is where my jaw starts to drop when you start talking about this, and you do this on a regular basis, so you talk really quick through it. Not all offers are a huge win. It can take some time to dial in, of course. But what happens is when you have it dialed in right and with the right kind of channels, it's not like Facebook where it's dial up, dial down, dial up. Sometimes you can just crank that dial and all of a sudden it's 5,000, 10,000, it's $15,000 a day in profit. Now, just to kind of give a perspective to people, so $15,000 a day in profit sounds like a lot of money. That is a lot of money. For us in the agency, I would onboard a client for $5,000 and spend $5,000 an ad. That's a month's worth of work. Another $5,000 for the second month's worth of work. Another $5,000 for the third month's of work. If the offer doesn't work, I'm working a lot more. You were talking about what takes me in 3 days, which you could do in 1 day, and you don't answer to anybody. And that's where I'm just like, 15,000 is cool, but being able to move very quickly and being able to do it on your own. So skill level, let's kind of talk about this for beginners. There are 3 different types of people watching this. People just getting started, that niche. People who are intermediate, like agency owners that literally could just step into something like this, and experts. Beginners, how much skill do you need to get into something like this? How much reserve should you have to start playing with something like this?
Yeah, that's a great question. So here's what I will say. So here's the bad news about being a super affiliate like I am. It's really hard. And what makes it really hard is because I have to understand what offers to pick. I have to understand what traffic sources to run to those offers. I have to understand the path or the funnel that they have to follow, the creative. So you have to put all that stuff together. Now, for me, I've been doing this like 10 years. So it comes, I can get any offer up. I can make 2 grand a day. You give me an offer, give me about 3 days, and I can get that thing to 2 grand a day. But a new person has a really hard time doing that, which is one of the reasons I give my people creative. Now, like, I give them the offer and do it like that. And then once you get it, though, then it all connects. And you're like, oh, boom, now I can go do this. But for new people, it's super hard because they have to, there's all these different variables, that we have to manage, that you have to manage as an agency and that I have to manage. And until you know those, it can be difficult. However, I will say I believe personally that being an affiliate is the fastest way to money in our industry because let's face it, dude, coming up with an offer, it's fucking hard, man. Like, it's really hard. If you're really good at it, I remember Perry Belcher saying to me when I worked for him that 1 out of 10 of the offers he creates are really good. And he's Perry fucking Belcher, right? Like, he's as good as it gets at creating offers. So, regular people, if you're just getting into this space, you might hit 1 out of 100. So you're going to be way better off just taking somebody's good offer and scaling that thing up. So I think even though it's hard, it's the easiest path to make a lot of money quickly.
What's interesting that you say this because in the presentation that I have for the belt, when people watch the presentation, we start talking about attribution and all these different audiences and ad creatives and landing pages and where's the perfect ad. And sometimes with direct response, sometimes people can, well, number one, 9 out of 10 offers don't work online. You know that. You just said that and verified that. Thank you. 9 out of 10 ads when you're starting in a cold market, they don't work either. So if you combine everything together and you have a bad offer, we like to call it an ugly baby. Now all of a sudden you're throwing gasoline on an ugly baby. And what people will do is they're like, Kurt, well, my ads didn't work. Well, no, it wasn't your ads. It was your follow-up email, but you have an ugly baby. And what I hear you saying, just to restate, why would you want to create your own offer, figure out if it's an ugly baby, figure out copy, figure out the hook, figure out the positioning, figure out the targeting, blah, 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 when someone else already has a proven offer? And if you're learning to buy traffic, buy some affiliate offer stuff, and that way you can learn with the proven offer. So what about the next question of, I thought ad networks hate affiliate offers. I thought Facebook hates affiliate offers. I know you just did a video on this recently.
Yeah, it's a myth. 50% of Google's revenue comes from affiliate offers, right? Absolutely. So no, they do not hate affiliate offers. They don't like spam. They don't like a lot of things that us marketers like to do, sensationalism, shocking kind of things. So they don't like that, but there's definitely ways to make your, and I'd be more than happy to go however deep you want to go into this, but no, it's a myth that they don't like affiliate offers. Affiliate offers are fine, both on Facebook and Google. So
from a high level view on Facebook, without getting into all the specifics, because there's, again, lots of different level of people on here. I did explain this with another guest. That's actually Keith Baxter. Keith started talking about white hat and black hat. Can people run affiliate offers in a white hat in a very ethical manner that does not break the terms of use to the site? Or is it always kind of a little gray area, or what is that?
No, you can totally run white hat. And I've also ran a bunch of black hat and white hat. Keith Baxter actually gave me my start. He was the first ever JV.
The third person to say that, yeah.
That I did. So super exciting. And I love Keith. But yeah, you can do white hat stuff on Facebook all day long. Here's what happens. Here's what happens with affiliate offers if people want to know. So let's say I've got a ClickBank offer, and it's John's ClickBank offer, and it's the top offer on ClickBank. Well, you've got 1,000 people running this offer, doing God only knows what, right? And I'm not, because we don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're using ad copy that Facebook doesn't like. Maybe they're using an image that Facebook doesn't like. Who knows, right? Whatever. And they're probably not even intentionally doing it. Right. They're just doing it, right? And so guess what happens? So Facebook looks at that URL and they're like, flag. Okay, so the URL of the whole offer gets flagged. So now you have 500 other affiliates that are trying to run this offer, but the URL is flagged for God knows what, right? Is it because the offer is, well, who knows? But the problem is when 500 people are trying to run the same thing. So what you have to do, here's the secret sauce if you want to be an affiliate, you have to host everything as an affiliate, because then your URLs don't get flagged because you're the only one doing it. You're running compliant, and now you don't have the same problems that all these other guys have. And that eluded me for a really long time. Like, I thought Facebook didn't like ClickBank. I thought they don't like this, they don't like that. And it was only when I paid somebody thousands of dollars that they were like, no, here's the problem. And so that's the problem, is that these URLs get flagged and you have a problem. But Facebook doesn't necessarily have a problem with affiliate marketing. But what they don't want and what Google doesn't want is for you to just stick a landing page there and not add any value, right? So like not add any value. So like here, right here, you're adding value, right? So if you promote people's stuff, it's like, oh, this was great, this is content. Facebook and Google love that. What they don't like is when you're just like, oh, not adding value, right? So yes, you can run affiliate stuff on Facebook and Google all day. You can do it totally white hat. You can make thousands of dollars doing it.
So something that you said that's really critical that I want people to understand, and thank you for kind of giving away a little bit of the secret sauce here, is this. So you got to understand that the artificial intelligence with Facebook is what rules 99% of all the decisions that's going to happen with ads, creative, account shutdown. It's not a room of people. It's not usually one or two people that are just shutting things down. Everything's done by a flag system. So I want you to think of Facebook really as a democracy. So what happens is Facebook will flag things, and there's not one person that can be like, oh, this is a flag. Let me go ahead and remove that flag, and that'll never happen again. The flag essentially, this is what we've learned from internally at Facebook from our rep, the flag has to be essentially tamed. It is like once you have that red mark, multiple agents have to come in here and say, oh, that red mark is not right. It's called false positive. Well, what happens is someone may be selling a book, like the over deliver book. For example, it's an affiliate book. Let's just say this is not an affiliate book. Let's just say it's an affiliate book. What will happen is the publisher, the person who writes the entire sales page, what they may do is they may run an image like this from Breakthrough Advertising, and they may run that image, which is totally fine. But then the thing is this image has been used by another affiliate marketer to spam another market. They didn't even realize it. Well, the AI will actually pick up, oh, a spammer has used this image. This image is on the sales page. That's when Jon said a lot of the times that people don't even know it's on their sales page. Now it gets shut down. Everything gets shut down. Everyone freaks out. So then they have to do this black hat, gray hat, figure out these back hacks, whatever. What Jon's basically saying is if you add value like a video up front or a landing page that has a full-time article or a comparison article, there are lots of different variations to help control the click to get people over to the affiliate offer. But usually it's not because of the traffic that you're running. It's usually because someone did something that screwed it up, put a flag on it that can't be removed, and no one can identify what that flag is, and they just move on to the next offer. So, so Jon, let me ask you this. I'm going to send people to thebelt.live/Jon T. I'll spell it here just right on the screen. I'll have a logo and stuff like that. I know this is something that I've actually asked you for a while because I'd love to be able to give you money and learn more of the stuff that you do as well too. What are people going to find when they go to that link?
So I have a couple of different things. So you want me to talk about my offer here?
Yes, if you don't
my
mind.
offer. Yeah, no worries.
Yes.
So basically, I have a training that I do because lots of people want to do what I do, right? I mean, you've got freedom, yeah, you've got autonomy, you've got all these different things. And so I've got this group. It's called the Super Affiliate Syndicate, which is where people come together and they can learn to be a super affiliate, like what I do. And
just to be clear, what's a super affiliate, Jon? You've said it a couple of times. I just want to define it for everyone.
It depends on who you ask, but somebody that does $15,000 to $20,000 a day in revenue, typically I would call that person a super affiliate.
Just to be clear, we're talking like the 1% and the 2%. So you can get up to this by following processes, but when you want to move yourself from the 1% to 2%, you learn from the 1% over here, and it will teach you some of those things to move you far ahead of everyone else. But when we're talking about affiliate, super affiliate, most people won't make the money that we're talking about with Jon because they don't have the processes Jon has. Sorry, I just want to make sure I
Yeah, no, it's cool. Most of the people that come into my group, they want to make $1,000 a day profit. Like that's their goal. If they can make $1,000 a day profit, then they're like, man, that's life-changing stuff for me. So what I did, I was frustrated by a couple of things. One, I see a bunch of media buyers, and you're a media buyer, I'm a media buyer, and they sell high ticket stuff, and they're always bragging about how much money they make, right? But it's like very few people sell like $30, $40, $50 products and can make a lot of money doing that. So I was frustrated because A, I couldn't find anybody that was an affiliate that was really teaching it. B, people weren't sharing like, hey, this is what actually works. 3, there was no place to get funding because people, you know, they'd start making money and then they need funding to scale up. But it was always weird trying to get them funded because there's no inventory, you know, like what are you funding? And so I tried to bring all this together, right? Because it's like, you know, I wanted to have a group of people. Some guys are doing 10 grand a day. Some guys are just starting out. Some guys are getting their first sale and they're all together. Oh, you start scaling up an offer and you need funding? No problem. We've got funding. Oh, you need to know how to do these kind of offers? Cool. We've got a training for that. You need to know this traffic source? Cool. We've got a training for that. And so sort of bring everybody together to where they can get the information kind of at the, I don't want to say at the touch of a keyboard, but kind of at the touch of a keyboard because somebody's done it in our group. And so that's why I brought that group together. I wanted all the resources that I didn't have when I started.
This is the exact same thing that I've kind of done on this side. This is why I'm excited. This is why I'm excited to check it out myself. So like for us, you know, we get people inside of a free group. They watch 20 hours of the free content and stuff like that. And then they upgrade to the belt method, which is this. And by the way, if anybody wants access to the recordings, I don't sell the recordings. The only way you can get access to the recordings is, well, if you purchase the belt method during open enrollment. But the thing is the more that I'm surrounding myself with more smart people who are inside of the belt method, I do more of these interviews. It's when I lost money early on in 2007, 2008, when I got sued by Facebook. I'm gonna say this almost every single interview. I constantly surround myself with people every time something like that happens. And the speed of information is great. Like sitting at home in my basement trying to figure stuff out is worthless. So what I love that you're saying is right now, I must talk about this in pretty much almost all the interviews. We used to talk about 100,000 clicks are important, and they are when we're talking about affiliate stuff. But when we're talking about disseminating information inside of a group, you just need a small group to move very, very quickly instead of trying to figure it out on your own. And that's what I love that you're talking about here. So how hard is it for like an agency owner, and I ask this for myself, but I know lots of agency owners, or a freelancer who knows how to buy ads, how hard is it to start to transition over to the field that you're talking about in affiliate world?
Well, so that's a great question. Let me answer that in two ways. I thought it was super easy, right? So when I first started training people again about 16 months ago, I was like, hey, you're going to get up to 1,000 a day in 3 weeks. Super easy. And I've done case study after case study where like on day 3, it's like, bam, $1,500 profit, $2,000 profit from me. So I thought everybody could do it. Turns out it's not that easy, right? Because there's a lot of variables. So what I've tried to do in my group is now one of the things that I do, I don't like employees. I like autonomy. I like my wife. I like my son. I like hanging out with them. And Kyle, who you know, my business partner, is the same way. And so what we started doing is we do a rev share with our new people and we just give them the campaign. And so if they already have experience at running ads and stuff, they can just take the campaign, run it, and then we do a rev share where we split the profit. And then that like connects them and they start doing it. And then they're like, oh, I totally get it. And then they can either take all of our campaigns and scale those up, or they can create their own campaigns. So, I have a path for each one.
So just to be clear, you have turned this upside down. And here's what I mean by that. Most affiliates will come out with an offer. They'll have a great offer that starts running. You already know what I'm going to say. And then literally they're like, I will not tell anybody about this offer. Because what will happen is as a super affiliate, I know this from kind of running around in the circle, is as soon as someone sees an offer that's running, people will go out and start duplicating it. But instead, what you've just done, if you said, well, look, I can get stuff to convert right away. If you know how to run traffic, we're going to bridge the gap. And then, we'll go ahead and split that revenue. Now there's no reason to steal anything. There's only a reason to work with each other, to help improve each other, to help scale the campaign. Jon, that's brilliant.
Yeah, thanks, man. Well, it sort of has been a process to get to that point, you know, on seeing what people needed and what the gaps were. But the other thing that makes that so cool is this. Like, we work with product owners that if you're a regular affiliate and you do volume, you might get 90% from them, right? 90% of the commission.
90% commission, yep.
Right. But with us, they pay us 100% of the commission. Plus, a lot of times we get 50% of the back end because we do so much volume that, you know, they overpay us. Overpay. I mean, they pay what we're worth.
They pay extra.
Yeah. So then the splitting of the revenue actually kind of becomes a wash anyway. So not only do you get a winning campaign that's already killing it, you're going to get paid more money overall. So that's the other thing that's kind of cool about it. And that's what I wanted from a syndicate, is people working together to kind of tame this beast a little bit.
This is really great. So again, I'll put the link on here again, but it'll be the belt.live/Jon T. So, okay. So we've talked about beginners, right? It takes a little bit of time, but here's what I really hear you say. Processes are important. Finding the offers are really important, but really, like, the reason that I bring on the experts on here isn't because they necessarily have something to sell. Just to be completely honest with you, is right before the interview, I'm like, hey, Jon, what's the link we're going to use? And he's like, well, I don't have a really link right now. I did a webinar with a mutual friend. And I'm like, no. I really want to help people because, like, I'd sign up. I want to tell other people about it because there's so many people out there right now. I must talk about this on every interview. It's kind of like, who moved my cheese, right? They're sitting at home and they're like, oh, hey, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to be different. I'm just going to take 2 weeks off. And there are other people that are working diligently, like what I'm doing right now. Hey, I know that there's going to be a different way. There's going to be new markets that are emerging. And in my opinion, right now, there are people who are still, well, not in my opinion, it's fact. There are still consumers sitting at home, still buying products, still buying services. They're great affiliate offers that are taking off right now. I would want to be inside of a community that knows. So let me just ask you directly without products and stuff. Are you seeing some offers just take off right now because people are at home consuming content? What are you seeing on your side?
Dude. Yeah, it's
exactly.
Crazy. So here's the thing, and I could show you screenshots, right? The day after the quarantine hit, bam, right? And all these guys are like, wow, my numbers have spiked. And then I just showed you the screenshot from the one guy who's like at $1,900 profit today. So yeah, my business is different. Remember Dan Kennedy used to always get pissed at people saying my business is different, but my business is different because we can, and I had this conversation with my wife. She's like, okay, John, like what's going on? How are we going to be? And I'm like, nothing really changes for us. Like we just pivot to whatever offer people want to buy. And there's always stuff that people want to buy. So, you know, depending on what the climate is out there, like, let me tell you great offers that are working right now. Anything in the survival space that had been dead for a long time is now brought back to life, right? Because people are like, this is what they were waiting for, right?
By the way, FYI, this is inside information. John knows this very, very well. But when Obama was in office, everyone wanted to be a survivalist. Obama would take away your guns. Trump got elected, all politics aside. Trump won't take away my guns. We have a lot of friends in the survival space. Their business was really hurting. But this hits right now. This is something that unequivocally that survivalists and preppers, now there's a lot of everyday average people who want to become the preppers because the preppers are like, look, we're right. So this is a trend you want to follow. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but this is good.
Yeah, no, that's a market that's doing well. The trading market is doing well because this is a great time to be a trader. Traders make their money off the volatility of the marketplace. Well, here we are. So those offers are doing well. Anything in the protect your retirement space is doing well because it's one thing to say, Kurt, you gotta be concerned about your heart, right? Prevention, right? But when you're in the middle of a heart attack, it's easy for me to say, hey, Kurt, you wanna have this? Yes, I do. So it's like, it's so hard to say, oh, the market's gonna crash. But when the market crashes, that's when it's top of mind and everybody's curious, like what's going to happen in the marketplace, and then bam. And then here, I'll tell you another market that's always good is weight loss, right? And what's crushing right now is you're stuck at home and you need a workout to do, right? You need a pill to take. Because we're all like at home having carbs, drinking too much. And so hey, do this. So that market always does really well. And so there are a lot of different markets that'll do well. But I'm going to say this to people that if you can sell stuff online, you'll always have money. Like everybody
That's
always
what I try to say. Yes. Say that again.
Right? Yes. If you can sell stuff online, you'll always have money because everybody always wants customers. Guess what? People in Spain want more customers. People in Japan want more customers. People in America want more customers. If the market's really good, what do people want more of? Customers. If the market's really bad, what do people want more of? Customers. I mean, it's
so
like
just to be clear, real quick, market's good, market's bad. Just to be clear, we talked to John Morrow about this one. This is just brilliant. When a market's really good, people want leads and they want sales. And sometimes people get overpaid who are doing really well with those leads and sales. Now, in a down market, people who know what they're doing are doubling down, investing in their advertising. And the people who have advertising skill, those people get very well paid because people are building brands during this time when everything else is shut down. So basically, just to re-articulate what John had said, doesn't matter if it's a good time or a bad time. If you have the skill in marketing, online marketing, and you can bring leads and sales, some people may pause ads, but you can always continually make money because there are lots of different offers out there.
That's a great way. And if anything, I never take, and I want to be serious about this. I don't get excited about other people's misery. I don't. I think that it's a bad time for a lot of people, and I appreciate that. For me, from my perspective, though, and let's just not talk about the human aspect of it, but let's just talk about the pure economic aspect of it. It's good for my business because I'm selling $50, $60 products. And, a lot of guys that I compete with are selling $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 products, and they drive up all the ad costs. Well, guess what? The market kind of subsides. People start getting tight on the purse strings, and those guys stop advertising, and I still keep on keeping on. So if anything, my margins will drastically go up. Instead of 30 to 50% ROI a day, I'm expecting 80 to 100% margins coming up, and probably greater than that. So that's another, again, when you're an affiliate, you're just selling what sells anyway. So just another advantage, I think.
So again, thebelt.live/Jon T. So one final question for you, sir. This is great. Like, I'm very, very excited for this. I can't wait to tell my agency friends, stuff like that. Like I said, I'm going to run this interview for all of 2020. The thing is, what Jon does, when you see the way that he creates ads, it's not this super complicated way. It's a very specific way. There's a very big difference in that. There's some people that draw a piece of art that take weeks. That's not how long Jon takes to create ad creatives, but there's a very specific way is the way that it's put together. And then, of course, selecting an offer. Now, just like I work with a financial advisor to kind of figure out, hey, where would I invest right now? Because that's not where I'm looking at. I want someone who knows offers, who can vet offers, who can look through the offers. So this is something that I know I'm looking more into. I've talked to my business partner about, my brother, our ad agency, one of the things is tourism. We took a $400,000 haircut because there is no tourism right now. And right now, well, we could just sit here, but we have people who want to buy ads. Again, that was one of the other selfish reasons I wanted to interview you, because it's like, I know there are great markets out there. We're just kind of sitting here and, well, this is exactly what I was looking for. So last question for you, sir. 2020 is a little crazy. Kind of depends on where you're at, what you're doing. We're all kind of stuck at home. What's something that you're doing to focus, sharpen your skills, to improve? What's something that you're looking at for a trend?
I think one of the things that we're trying to do from a business perspective is, we're trying to get more people into our program so that we can get more volume out of the other end. And for us, that has gone from transitioning us from, I'm really good at the tactical aspect of running ads and understanding offers and blabbing to people like you, but building our team it's been something that we've been focused on. So we brought in an operations manager and stuff that I've worked with in the past. And so we're building our team so that when people come in, it's a nice, smooth, scaling kind of situation. So that's been a shift for me. And I would be like, it's not like I'm actually doing any of this stuff because I'm not any good at it, but Sarah, who's on our team, is, and she's wonderful. And so that's where our focus has been. And snail hunting. My son and I are snail hunting, and that has also been a lot of fun.
Dude, that's awesome. Dude, I always love catching up with you. This is exactly what I was looking for. This is perfect. Again, thebelt.live/Jon T. I'll put it up here as well, too. You have a link. You can go check some stuff out. Other than that, dude, thank you. I will be doing some business together very soon. This is something I'm very, very, very interested in. And I've always wanted to do this with you. So I didn't realize you had a syndicate, stuff like that. I'm very interested in this.
Cool, man. Well, look, it's always fun, dude. So I appreciate it. I love your energy, and it's been nice to talk. So
heck yeah. Thank you so much, Jon. Have a great day. I really appreciate you.
Thanks, dude. All right. I'll see you, man.
Bye-bye.